All right, now it is time for Libra, February 2021. Are you ready? We're going to see what y'all got going on, man. We're going to do a reading for the past person, reading for the current person, and a reading for the new person. Okay, no particular order, whichever one wants to come out first. If you would like information on scheduling personal readings, please look in the description of the video. All right? Other than that, though, we're going to hop right into this. Oops, I'm already banging stuff with my knees. Anyway, what do we got? What's up, people? How you doing? Elizabeth, thanks for tuning in. What's up, everybody? Libra. Do. I don't think this deck is wanting to behave for the starting of the reading, so I'm going to set it over here. It keeps yelling at me. Libra. Past, current, or new. What do we got? Whichever one wants to come out first. Oh, let's see. What do we got? 8 of Pentacles in the reverse. I'm not going to lie, that feels kind of current to me. Let me get my stuff out of the way here. It feels kind of current, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and read current person, okay? If you're not dealing with or interested in a current person in your life, this isn't for you. If you do have a current person in your life and everything is just fine, beef, gravy, rainbows, and unicorn farts, this is not for you, okay? But it does look to me like somebody it kind of feels a bit one-sided, okay? 8 of Pentacles reversed, like somebody isn't putting forth their half of the effort. And for those of you who are actually like, man, for some of you, it just feels like, man, at one point in time, everything was great. And now it just seems like I'm the one doing it all. Or you could be on the other side of the coin thinking, man, I'm just really not feeling this no more. I don't really know if this is worth working on. And a lot of you know this. So for those of you who already knew this, I'm not talking to you. There are a lot of people who don't know this, okay? Even when you attract a person, it still requires work, okay? That's why I'm very careful at using the phrase person you're meant to be with, because that can have a tendency to mislead people into believing that there's this person that's going to show up and you don't have to do any work. Y'all are just going to work together magically and never have to do any inner work, no shadow work. And unfortunately, that's not the way it works. Even when you attract your person, you still have to bend and flex and evolve and change and learn and grow and all that stuff, you know. But we'll see here. Let's get 4 shuffles. 1, 2, 2 more. Boom! 10 of Swords, though. Okay, so yeah. It looks like you are ready to move on from this, aren't you? Okay. Throwing in the white towel on this. Could be a Capricorn that you're dealing with. I also have Cancer, okay? But it looks like throwing in the white towel is what the general consensus is here. So, what else just popped out here? Okay, there are new opportunities being made available to you. So I do see new stuff coming here. Okay, so we're going to read the new person next. But yeah, this right here, I feel like there was a lot of walking on eggshells energy here. Okay, from who? I don't know. That's the hard part. It could be both of you. But for whatever reason, there's just this really, really, really tense, it's just that walking on eggshells energy, you know, like whenever you walk in the room, I automatically assume you're about to argue with me. Every time I open up my mouth and start a conversation with you, I already know you're going to turn it into an argument. You know, that type of tension between the two of you. And it's draining. Very, very draining. You're very drained. It's turned into a very unhealthy connection. I think it was pretty healthy at one point, but we lost control, didn't we? We kind of lost control here. Okay. Let's see. Again, Capricorn, Cancer, or Leo. It could be. The person you're dealing with does have an attitude problem. They got an attitude problem. I do think that you're dealing with somebody who is pretty argumentative and probably just has a bad attitude in general, you know? And that's the thing, too, when it comes to being involved with a person or getting into a relationship or whatever the case may be. If you're a negative person in general, that's going to ruin your relationship. If you are an angry or unhappy or anxious or nervous person in general, that energy will manifest in the relationship. And that's what I think has happened here. Some of you could be dealing with somebody who has some drug and alcohol problems. There could have been possibly for some of you some addiction issues in the relationship. That's not for everybody. For some of you, it could have just been a sex-based connection. Okay, but communication is horrible. I think it looks to me more than likely like you're going to end up moving on from this and moving on to something new. And I think before too long, probably going to be completely blocked communication between you and this person. Okay, let's look a little bit more at this person that you're dealing with here. A little bit more, Adam. A little bit more. Let's see if we can pull their energy apart. See if we can pull their energy apart a little bit more. Okay, the world in the reverse. 4 shuffle. I do think this was karmic in nature. 1, 2, 2 more, 3, and 4. See, here's the thing about karmic soulmates, y'all. This is the thing about it. This is why they're most of the time karmic relationships are difficult for a very specific reason. The reason is who knows when the karma started? Let's just assume, and of course this is probably isn't the way that it is, but just for giggles and shits, let's assume that it started in the last lifetime. Okay. Well, every time you have to come back and try to work the plan out again, like if you screw it up in the last lifetime, it gets harder the second time around. Okay. It could have been an issue that really wasn't all that big of a deal in the last lifetime. You come back here and try it again in the next lifetime, it's harder. It's more difficult. Okay. A lot of us kind of tend to want to add the connotations of bad or punishment to the word karma. And it can be, but it doesn't have to be. But it usually always is extremely difficult. And that's the reason why. That's the reason why. Every cycle that you repeat gets harder and harder. Period. That's just all there is to it. Okay. But there is no blanket statement for karma right now because there's so many Libras that I'm reading for. But I do think that it was karmic in nature. But the person you're dealing with is emotionally immature. King and Queen of Cups, both reversed. Both reversed, okay? I think this person probably had one foot out the door a while back, okay? You all definitely don't make a very good team. And I think that, like, long before you started really noticing the energetic disconnect, I think they probably already had their head in the clouds, thinking about dating other people. For some of you, they could have already been out looking around, like on dating apps and stuff like that. But I really kind of feel like they've had their options open for a while, okay? They began to energetically disconnect from this a long time ago, probably long before you did, okay? And again, communication is terrible, terrible, okay? There could have been a control issue between the two of you as well, okay? When we have two people who both want to run the show, it don't work, does it? Nope. Got to be some bending and flexing there. But, well, what advice do we have? Advice. Should you stay or should you go? What advice do we have? Thank you, Jen, for that super chat. Greatly appreciate it. Thank you. What advice do we have? Advice for Libra and the current person. Queen of Coins. Okay. So keep your priority list straight. Keep your head on your shoulders and don't waver. Okay, well, if that's the way things are going, then all right, that's the way it's going then. Don't try to bend over backwards to try to make somebody happy, to try to prove your worth. You know, all those things that we like to do whenever a connection gets threatened, you know, don't do that. Just keep your head on straight, keep your head on your shoulders, keep walking that path and don't waver. Okay, let's get 3 shuffles. 1, 2, and 3. Queen of Cups, maintain responsibility and accountability for your own emotional state. Okay. But right now, you are welcome to feel and purge that painful negative energy. Okay. But at the end of the day, when it all comes down to it, I'm not saying maybe this person didn't hurt you. I'm not saying maybe this thing didn't happen or that thing didn't happen. That's fine. But at the end of the day, whenever the healing process begins, it's very important to reflect back and say, okay, what did that teach me about me? I'm going to give you another lecture that a lot of you have heard me say 100 times, and I know I repeat myself a lot, but there's new faces in here all the time. So the Queen of Cups, okay? There's only one way you're getting her cup, okay? And I guarantee you one thing, you ain't taking it out of her hands if she don't want you to have it. Oh, hail to the no. There's only one way you're getting your hands on her cup, and then that is if she decides that you are worthy of it and she hands it to you. If she makes that decision and she turns out to be wrong and you spit in it and kick it and throw it around and dent it up and ding it up and give it back to her empty, throw it at her, what do you think she's going to do? Is she going to waste a bunch of time pointing the finger at you? Or is she going to go inside and say, what does that teach me about me? What about me thought that this person was worthy of my cup and that I could trust him with it? Okay, she looks at situations like that as opportunities to learn and grow. Okay, opportunities to learn and grow. But yeah, if this is going nowhere fast, don't try to force it. Don't try to force it. If you take your hands off the wheel and the car crashes, get out of the car and walk away. Okay, don't try to force it. Don't try to fight it. If that's the way it's going and you've already tried everything you can do and you've expended all options, okay, bye. Deuces then. Deuces. All right, so let's look at the new person here. I see a lot of you have something new coming in. Okay, if you're not dealing with or interested in somebody new, this is not for you. This is Libras dealing with a new person. New things coming in, because I saw that Four of Wands, Ace of Cups. I seen it. New things, new person for Libra, February 2021. Okay, the World card. Yes, time for you to begin a brand new cycle. Okay, and that means it's going to be different. It's going to be very different than anything you've ever experienced. It's going to be different from any person you've ever experienced. It's going to be all brand new to you. And it might surprise you and make you feel a little bit weird. That's just because it's different, okay? 1, 2. 2 more shuffles here, 2 more. Boom, 9 of Pentacles reversed, okay. A little bit of codependency issues here. Okay, so right now, okay, there's that Devil card again. Right now, I think that a lot of you are keeping this at communication, okay? Keeping this at communication, okay? This is, yep, the Wheel of Fortune. It is definitely time to start a new cycle here. Keeping it at communication, because I think a lot of you sense that something's a little bit off here. And you really want to test this person to see, like, are you really serious? You really serious? I'm not just going to jump in head first and do something stupid like I did last time, okay? So some of you are holding off and not wanting to be intimate right away, okay? That's a big Libra thing. I've seen many Libras do that before. Others of you are just kind of keeping your distance in whatever way, whether you just put an emotional shield up or an energetic wall. There's a big distance that you're keeping right here because I think that you want to test and see. Okay, I'm going to analyze you. I'm going to test and make sure, is this serious? Again, I think a lot of you haven't even met somebody like this before, okay? But this Devil energy right here indicates that if you jump in head first and if you just make an arbitrary leap of faith or just an arbitrary leap, period, that it could turn toxic like it did in the past, okay? And I do think that you are still looking back on past energy almost every single time. And I don't really think this person has bad intentions, but they may not be all the way in it just yet. I think you sense that, okay? Now, what advice do we have? Advice for Libra. Oh, okay. 2 of Pentacles. I think you're right, okay? Weigh out the pros and cons. Do I even really need this right now? Okay, a lot of you need to seriously consider whether or not you actually need a new person, or if you need to assign yourself alone time and do some soul searching. Okay, a lot of people neglect that. Let's get 4 shuffles. 1, 2, 2 more. Okay, all right. So what I think you need to do right now is hold up. 3 wands reverse. Yeah, don't be overthinking it too much. Not enough to drive yourself crazy. Okay. Try to find that balance in there between, okay, am I thinking about this too hard? Am I driving myself nuts? Okay, you need to come to a place of peace. Come to a place of peace. Let the past be in the past. And what I would do is I would just see where this kind of wants to go naturally. I think a lot of you, again, are dealing with somebody that may be just a little bit pushy and a little bit persistent. And if they're too pushy and too persistent and they feel like they're rushing you, then back away. Back away completely, okay? But I would really recommend here that, again, you allow yourself to return to homeostasis. Make sure that you're cool, you're good, your priority list is in order, and take it slow. Take it slow. If you take it slow and play your cards right, no pun intended, I do think that there could be some potential here, okay? There could be some potential here, but you got to take it slow. You got to take it slow. All right. Now we're going to look at the past person. Past person Libra's dealing with. If you're not dealing with a past person, this is not your reading. Past person Libra's dealing with. Okay, it could be an Aquarius you're dealing with. For a lot of you, I feel like there may be very poor communication or very little to no communication, but I really don't feel like this person knows exactly how to communicate with you. Okay? Not really. For those of you in which there is like no communication, that's the reason why they haven't reached out, is because they don't really know what to say. You know, it's like, okay, well, if I did reach out, what would I say? I don't really know how you would react to anything that I had to say. It makes sense? Two more shuffles here, 2 more. Okay, Ace of Pentacles. Could be an earth sign that you're dealing with. Some of y'all are dealing with somebody that's at a distance from you. Okay, yeah, I do think that they have a lot of things they would like to say. It could be a Cancer that you're dealing with. I have Cancer and Sagittarius, but it could be anybody, okay? But I think they're starting to get to the point to where they feel like they'd be wasting their time if they tried to reach out to you, okay? They got a lot of things they want to say. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. But either A, for some of you, this person has already tried many, many times to talk to you, to get through to you. For others of you, for whatever reason, they just feel like, man, I'm just wasting my time trying to talk to Libra. Just a bit of a waste of time right now, you know? And so I don't really see them coming forward. I don't really see them coming forward. Not really. They're waiting. I feel like I don't see it here. I'm not seeing this card here, but it intuitively feels like they're waiting on an Ace of Swords moment, okay? It really feels like that with the Two of Swords, Temperance. Okay, they're waiting on that for it to feel right. Or maybe they're waiting, I don't know what they're waiting on. Maybe they're waiting on you to send them a friend request. Maybe they're waiting on you to hit like on one of their pictures. They're waiting on the right moment. Some sort of sign that shows them, okay, now I should reach out. And until they get that sign, I don't see them coming forward. But they do have a lot of things that they want to say. They just feel like they'd be wasting their time. They don't want to waste their time. All right, well, what deck do I want to use? What advice do we have? Advice. Advice, advice. Advice, advice, advice. Okay, the Two of Pentacles reversed. I think a lot of you, it's just time to drop it. Okay. I wouldn't really sit around and try to overthink this. Some of you may have a tendency to want to try to overthink this person's motives. And maybe that's an air sign thing. I'm an Aquarius, so I feel for you there. I know you're a very different type of air energy, but I've noticed a lot of air signs tend to do that. Okay. We could overthink the biggest idiot on the planet and give them way more credit than they deserve. I don't think you really need to overthink this person's intentions. I don't really think they don't really feel very intricately thought out, if that makes any sense. So I don't think there's this big conspiracy. I don't think that they're planning or plotting. I just don't really think it deserves a lot of overthinking. I don't think you can trust them, though. I don't think you can trust them. Let's get 3 shuffles here. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, yep, 10 of Swords, 2 of Wands reversed, the Magician card, Hangman reversed, 4 of Pentacles reversed. This is all about throwing in the white towel and letting it go. Okay, I think a lot of you have too. That's the funny thing. See, and I haven't talked about this in a while, so there's always new faces in here. So there's a thing when it comes to healing, okay? I'm not going to break down the entire healing process and energy transmutation and all that right now, but the funny thing about healing is it's already been scientifically proven over and over and over and over and over that we humans can very, very easily become addicted to the chemicals produced by negative emotions. Addicted to them, like physiologically addicted to them. And that sets us in this subconscious paradigm where we are constantly looking for negativity and looking for things that piss us off. You can be the best person in the world with the most benevolent intentions, but if you program your subconscious paradigm to look for negativity, then that's exactly what it's going to do. And you're going to be a very miserable person. But what I meant to say, though, was that a lot of you have gotten past that healing point, okay? When something bad happens that hurts, okay, there's a window of time where we hurt and we're grieving and we're purging negative energy. And at some point, and you can feel it, pay attention, at some point, we cross this little invisible line to where it's like, oh, okay, now the healing process can begin. And we don't allow it, do we? We fight it. We fight it. We will intentionally pull very negative thoughts back into mind and hurt ourselves because it feels good, don't it? In a weird, twisted, kind of strange way, it kind of feels good, don't it? To be angry and pissed off or sad or upset. And I think a lot of you are there. A lot of you have crossed that line to where now it's time to allow and work towards the healing process and actually begin that energy transmutation, okay? Okay, there's the window of time. This bad thing happens, and there's this window of time where it hurts. And I'm grieving, and I'm upset, and I'm in pain, and that's just a natural part of the process. But then once you cross over this line, oh, now the healing process can take place, you know? And a lot of you are there. And it is time to allow yourself to heal from this. Don't fight a battle. If you're fighting a battle, it's not love. There's many things to fight for in this life, but the minute you start fighting for love, it becomes no longer love. It's not love you're fighting for, okay? So I would throw in the white towel on this. Don't overthink it. Don't put your life on hold for this person. One of these days, I feel like communication can be had, but I don't really know how healthy of an idea that is right now. Not right now. Okay, I think a lot of you need to focus on the new things coming in. This world is changing very, very fast. Very, very fast. I wouldn't recommend anybody turn back to the past right now with where we are in life. Let's just put it that way. I wouldn't recommend, it wouldn't do anybody any good. None of us, not a single soul on this planet. I don't care who you are. I don't care what your sign is. I don't care what your age, race, sexuality, whatever. I don't care. If you're a human on planet Earth, it would not be in your best interest to turn around and walk backwards on the path. That would not be recommended right now. I promise you that, okay? So anywho, I feel like your all's messages have come through today. I am going to go ahead and end the reading here. Woo! Lover's card showing its face for you. Stay on that path, and a lot of you will manifest your person, okay? But thank you all so much for tuning in and playing along. I greatly appreciate the likes and the comments and super chats, and positive feedback, man. I love it, dude. I love it. Remember to look in the description of the video for information on scheduling personal readings, okay? Other than that, though, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Thanks again for showing up, showing out, showing love. I'll see you sometime between right now and the rest of all eternity. Y'all have a good day.